Hey everybody, welcome back to Steve's Garage. It's been a great summer. Here we are. It's middle of October. We're a couple weeks away from old Halloween. And hey, I know it's been a while since I've done a video, but summertime, man, we had a lot of fun. Wife and I did a lot of vacationing and lots of running around. Had a wedding for my niece down in Cape Cod, and we've just had a lot of fun this summer. It's been great. So today what brings us together is trying to get back into the video mode. Had to kind of re-up my memory banks on my new tripod here, which has facial recognition and it moves on its own. How do you like that, huh? Technology. And got my microphone on. Hopefully it's working. Should all be good. So in the last video or video before that, you saw that I had made these fenders for my hot rod, which is like a kind of a Munsters theme. It's black and it's Gasser green. And they didn't have Gasser green where I bought my paint, and it was out of stock. So I bought another green, which is kind of dark and more towards a, like a evergreen tree. It's really a dark green, And so I added some yellow to this paint to kind of make it look more like the Gasser green. And another thing we're doing is I've got two 1935 rims here, which I've had sandblasted. I've already primered them, and they're prepped and ready to go for paint. And I'm painting these Gasser green because one of my rims on my old car, or on the hot rod, when I got those four rims, I had them sandblasted by a friend of mine down in Connecticut, and he said there were some pinholes rusted through where this rim probably sat on the ground, and maybe dirt was around it, or the tires go flat in these old cars. They sit outside, and then we try to rescue them. So what's happened is I welded that up best I could back in the day. I was learning to weld and all that stuff, but this is still a weak spot in the wheel because it's thin steel around there. Maybe I didn't weld out far enough. But going to a show maybe a month and a half ago, I hit a freaking pothole that I thought I was going down to China, man. I mean, I hit that thing like boom, and never really thought about it. Got to the show, didn't get a flat. There all day, came back home, and a while goes by, and I have my buddy over me. Hey, look at that rim. And you can see where the rim was cracked about maybe 2.5, 3 inches right on the interior of this bead right here. And but of course it's only a little bit, and I've got Michelin radials on there, nice tires. And I said, we'll see what happens. I'll get to it. I'm just go slow in it. Go to a couple more shows. We'll see what happens. It was the end of the season. So lo and behold, we're going to go to another show a couple of weeks ago on a Sunday, and Saturday I'm out messing around with the car, and I look at that rim, and now that rim is like almost 6 inches that it's cracked around from driving on it. And of course I probably didn't take it as easy as I should have, but the rim, needless to say, in my opinion now, is failed. So I had 2 more rims in the shop, and I am now going to paint those today, paint these fenders, get them to the proper green color that I'm looking at, and then I can get that tire put on this wheel, and I'll be back in action. So that's what we're doing today. So right now we're going to mix up the Gasser green paint, and we're going to spray these 2 items just to talk about the 35. I get a lot of questions about the 35 project here, and I'm back on it. It's winter time now. I mean, it's middle of October, but the car season has ended. It's cold out, time to move inside. So I'm going to get back on this thing, get some action going for you, and we'll build this car together like we were doing in the past. Anybody who's new to the channel, check it out. Go back, look at my videos. You can see how we did this car. And again, did it all myself here in the shop. And I'm not a car guy. I'm a hobbyist. I was a carpenter and builder for 40 years of my life, and retired now. And this is my fun stuff we're doing right now. So let me get moving here. We'll get some paint going and we'll go from there, all right? So good to see everybody again. Hope you're all having a great fall now. Summer is over. We're into the cool weather and a lot of leaves to rake up and all that kind of stuff. So it is what it is. I already shook this for a little while. I'm going to mix it up. This paint is from Eastwood, called Gasser Green. It's really a phenomenal color. I fell in love with this color. Did it on my hot rod and painted the frame and the wheels with it. And really, it's a fantastic color. So I have got a lot of stuff in the bottom here, so we got some stirring to do. So in the meantime, one of my buddies in the car club, it's not really a club, it's Cars and Coffee we go to on Sundays, and he's building the Munster's coach, which if you remember was like the really long black, had the seat up in the back where the Eddie Munster and his sister would sit up there, and Grandpa and Lily and Herman would ride up in front. And he asked me over to take a look and possibly give him some ideas for that part where that upper seat is, you know, the metal work there. And they show it all like scrolls. There's not a lot of pictures of it online. Well, I mean, there's a lot of pictures of it online, but not a detail. It goes back when they took those photos of the 60s. And of course, I looked at it over and over and over. And it's tough to get detail on what that is. It's basically scroll. Looks like those old railings that you remember when we were kids. People had the black wrought iron railings on the stairs going up and had the curly cues like this in between. And that's all it is. It's pretty basic, really. So I'm thinking maybe we need to upgrade that to maybe a couple of bat wings or spider webs. You know, even though you're building the car, it doesn't have to be 100% replica. And I'm sure when I bring him the ideas, he's going to be like, maybe we'll stick with the original plan. But hey, I'm all about give us some flair, you know what I'm saying? All right, so we're getting this bottom cleared up now. In all that pigment laying on the bottom is the glitter, or for another word, because it has it's a glitter base, metallic they call it. It's a metallic base, so it has little chunks of aluminum or something in it, so it gives you that metallic look. So with that stuff in the bottom, you got to stir up real good and get it suspended in the paint, because that is the good stuff. That's the good stuff. I'm going to do another trick while I'm here. I'm going to put some tape on the inside of the can, and that way when you're pouring it out, you won't get paint if you're lucky. You won't get paint inside your the rim of your cover. So we're 3-to-1. I don't know if you can see. I gotta figure out where. That's 3-to-1-to-1. So we're going 3 parts on the first one, and then you go up the first row to 3, and then to the second row, it'll have 3, a little bit above it, and that's your 1 part. So these cups are made for pre-measuring like that, and works great. So 3-to-1. All right. Now I also just wanted to show you this. Put a little tape inside your can like that. So it's taped like that, and then you pour, and then you pull the tape off, and you won't have paint inside your rim where you put your cover back on. Okay? Are you with me? All right, 3 to 1 to 1. 3. Now we take that tape off, throw it off to the side. And I got to get me a little rag. I did have a little, when I pulled the tape off, it raised up and went on the edge there. So I did get a little in the rim, but not much. And that's that. So we'll put this aside for now. Not going to crank that lid down yet because I may need to get a little bit of more paint. Let's see what happened to that thing. Stop. Hello. There it is. All right. This is the reducer here. It's a urethane activator, and it also reduces the paint just a little bit. Our activator is in place. What's happening here? There you go. You give me a hard time, as usual. Technology. Technology. All right, so we're mixing it up. Putting my sieve in there. Okay, let me get my mask on. I'm gonna open the door a little bit, turn the fan on.
All right, we'll give it a couple of minutes to dry up, and then we'll tack up, and then we will spray the next coat. So we'll do the backs of the wheels first, and then we'll flip them over and do the dress side where you're going to see. Also doing the air space where the tube goes, so that's smoothed out. The backs of the wheels are already dried up, so I'm going to hit them again. See the bug fly in? Didn't land on the wheels. It never fails. You can have one bug in the planet, it shows up on your painting. All right, so we're going to let the rims dry up. Should be about 10 minutes, and then we'll come back. So I'm going to pause here for a second.
All right, so enough time has gone by where she's dried up. So I flipped it over, I flipped the rims over, and the opposite side is ready to paint. We'll get them painted up, and at the end I'll show you what we have for a result, and we'll go from there.
I think the rims are good. So let these tack up, second coat, and go from there. It's a really dry day, so the thing's really tacking up quick. And it's important to let it tack, but not dry. You want that paint to have some sticky, like tape. You'll put your finger on tape and take it off. We don't want it wet so it's running around, but just a tack to it, tacky. That way your next layer of paint grabs it and it sucks it in. Follow me? Excellent. Keep the glasses on. The best painting advice I ever got from anybody was, now these have spokes on them, right? Got 30, 40 spokes on there. So you don't even look at the spokes. You just paint like they're not even there. If you focus on the spokes and try to like zing, zang, zing, behind it, it's going to build up on your wheel. You're going to get a big run. So, but by the time you get through 3, possibly 4 coats, those spokes get hit in every direction. So you don't focus on small items. Otherwise, you'll ruin your paint job. Just go over them like they're not there, and they get filled in every time. And since I've been following that rule, I have no issues. Well, I got issues, but you know what I'm saying.
Now we'll give that a minute. The room's clearing pretty fast. We'll give that a minute to tack up, and we'll go from there. So, I don't know if you can see this around here. Maybe not, no. I'll put this back here, maybe you can see it from back here. So I got a old pedal car here, and I'm gonna mess around with that at some point. I actually was gonna paint it Gasser green, but now that I think about it, I want to do a little metal work on the back end and make something cool on the back end. So I can have, when we go to the car shows, put it out and let the kids mess around with it or whatever, you know. So it's always something, little projects here and there, stuff to do. But that's it. Just keep on creating, you know. So we'll show you what second coat looks like. I got to sneak around the camera. Aha, you don't know where I am now. So this is coat 2. Third coat will really get the color shining in there. I think the fenders are good enough. I got 2 or 3 coats on them now, and they already were almost green, so they look good to me from what my car looks like. I'll show you the car in here. So this is the Lily Munster car. And see that Gasser green paint there on my rims. And in here. And this, I don't know if you're able to see it, but there's the rim that broke. You can see that, how it's dented. There's a big crack under there. And again, I don't know if the camera's getting it because I don't have control over it, but that's it. So let's get that thing done. I'm also going to make a video where I fire up this old Model A. I only started it once. I bought it a few years ago, and but I've got to move it so we can get all our big Halloween decorations out that are hanging around over there, and we'll do a video of that. All right. Let's see if we can get third coat on here. Let's see what it looks like. Don't forget to mask up.
Take a look, we got the paint. Plenty. Click. We have enough for another coat, so I'm going to do one more coat before.
All right, we're gonna put our fourth coat on, and looking good so far. And then afterwards, show you what they look like, and we'll go from there. Any of you guys who do paint are watching this, I'm running the gun at about 18 pounds of pressure, and I've got my paint, my spray turned down, so I'm running about medium paint. I'm not running a heavy paint because this is a metallic, and I want to get a lot of layering on there so it looks deep. Follow me? So I'm just not, and again, the heavier your flow, the more chances you have to get a run in it. And you're wondering, if this is a hobby, how do I know how to paint? Well, I was a cabinet maker for my entire life, basically, and I sprayed many cabinets. So I learned how to flow paint from spraying cabinets, and the same thing spraying cars is the same thing as spraying anything. So it's kind of a natural progression.
think I got enough for one more coat on one rim, so I'm going to give it a minute. We'll hit that. Might as well use it up.
All right, let's finish it up.
A little bit of paint left.
All right, so that's it. Wrapped it up. I think we got 4 or 5 coats on these things now, definitely 4. And gun's all cleaned out. Done. And there's my pressure gauge, as you can see. So I'm cleaning it, so it's set at 30 right now, but to go down. $20. Okay. So that's it. Very simple. Not a lot to it. You can do this out of your shop too. You don't need a ton of tools. I just got a compressor. The gun was reasonable. That's a pretty good gun. I mean, it was probably $200. But I've seen guys online spraying cars with $15 guns. Whatever. I don't know. Maybe it works, right? So, so one other thing on painting is when you're down to a little smidgy and you're like, oh, I hate to throw that out, but you're done painting your rim or anything you're painting, throw the paint out, because you're going to be like all like, you know, Ebenezer Scrooge with the paint and go, I'll just dump it right here on this part, and then you've overloaded it and you've got a failure just for a few bucks in paint. So that's my lesson to you on that one. Hey, been a good one. We're back in action. Let's take a look at these rims and see what you got. See if I can get this thing off of here without ruining the video. If I do, thanks for coming back. I'm going to take it out of the